Good evening. We'll start again and try again with the Siman Samach Aleph Sif Aleph. Arba Tzrichim Lahodos. There are four categories of people who have to make a bracha, a special bracha, to give thanks. Four categories. Yoda Hayom, Kishigil Chayz. Those people who travel by sea when they reach their destination. V'chein Holcham and Barros. Those who travel across the desert, or Bishar Derech, or another journey, Shemuchsak Sheyesh by Sakana, where we understand that there is a danger. When they reach the destination. Of the Chalal included in this category, Gami Shahaba Sakana Acheres V'Nitzel Hemena, someone who was in another dangerous situation which he was saved from. Kagoin Shanafal Alav Karsel, a wall fell on top of him, on Nagach Hashar, or he was attacked by an animal, on Shabbat Alav Listim, or he was mugged, threatened by robbers, Baderach, B'Shaj De Laila, or some kind of marauders, V'Nitzel Mehem, and he was saved. And that's included in this category who have to say the special bracha, which we of course call Berachas HaGomel. And this includes also, by the way, somebody who's been in a car crash which could have resulted in a serious or fatal injury. Another category, somebody who's ill, the point where his life may have been in danger or serious danger, could go in Makushal Cholol. The person got an internal injury, was confined to bed for 3 days because of the illness from his rape, and now he's recovered and he's able to function again normally. Another category, somebody who was in prison. In those days, it was a person who was in prison, their life was literally in danger because they were at the whim of the authorities and other prisoners. Even if afilu rak aliske maman, even if he went into prison for financial matters and now he's come out. The Simancha and the Siman, the famous sign for this are B'chol HaChaim Yiduch all living will give thanks to you. So we got the word Chaim, Choyle Ches, Yisurim, which is Yod, is prison, Yam is the sea, and Midbar, the desert. And those are the four essential categories of those who have to say Berachas HaGomel. Now, Mavarech, what bracha does he make? Bracha to Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, HaGomel HaChayovim Tovos. That Hashem does good things to people who are Chayovim, who are basically guilty and don't deserve that salvation. Shekamalani Kol Tov, who has bestowed good to me. The Hashomin Omrim, and the people who listen reply, Misha Gemochel Kol Tov, Hu Gemochel Kol Tov Selah. He who has bestowed goodness upon you should continue to bestow goodness upon you forever. Sarach levarech zos b'fnei asara chutz mimenu. This bracha has been made in front of 10 people apart from the person making the bracha. And lechatchila, in the first instance, if possible, shnai mehem talmidei chachomim. 2 of them should be talmidei chachomim she'oskim b'halachas, who learn halachas. We learn this from a pasuk in Tehillim Shnema v'yiromemucha b'kalham, that people will give praise, exalt Hashem in a congregation of people. Uv'moshav zakenim yahalluhu, and they will praise him in a moshav zakenim. Although that word we use now to mean an old age home, here we use the word in a different sense. Zakenim meaning Talmidei Chachamim, and you have to praise Hashem amongst a assembly of Talmidei Chachamim. However, if there are no Talmidei Chachamim, that does not prevent the bracha being made. And the minhag is to say Berachas HaGomel when a person gets called up, after he said the second bracha after his aliyah. Should not be delayed more than 3 days after the occurrence which causes the bracha to be made. And therefore, for example, if he had his salvation, this event occurred on Monday, it's better for him to make the bracha without a Sefer Torah, and he doesn't have to wait until Thursday, which is the next day for laning. So there are different minhagim as far as this is concerned. Today, generally, it's done at the time of Kriyas Torah, but I must emphasize that there is no obligation to call a person up to the Torah in order to say Barachas HaGomel. People come out after raining and they say Barachas HaGomel, and there's no obligation to call a person that for Barachas HaGomel. Similar situation. A person was an Avel, during Shiva, is not allowed to be called up. Lo Yamtin, he doesn't need to wait. He can say the bracha amongst 10 people at any time. Bracha should be said standing up if now Sarah commotion is bar, as will be explained. But the Dievad, if he delayed more than 3 days, he can still make the bracha. So the should be within 3 days. If that didn't work out, then he could make it after 3 days. Gimel, Misha Nasalone, somebody who has experienced a nace. Yesh la lahafri tzedakah, he should separate tzedakah, mamon, in give money. If he has according to his means, the Torah, and he should distribute to those who study Torah. The Yaman, he should say, Harani no samazal tzedakah, I'm giving this money to tzedakah. The Ratzad she'nachshak ilu crafty Torah. This should be considered as if I brought the carbon Torah. The ayin say that Amira's carbon Torah was Sefer Chai Adam, so per Chelek Rishon. Now there's a section that you can say in relevance to this giving such tzedakah in such circumstances. For Torah, the second is a Soche Rabbim La'ir, and it's also good for him to do something which shows his appreciation to HaKadosh Baruch Hu by doing something which is a public need in the city. This is even if somebody can't bench gomer or doesn't bench gomer. For example, our minhag is that women don't bench gomer in public. However, some shuls they do. Our minhag is they don't, but they can still do these other things. For Choshana, a person should, on the anniversary of that event happening, you should give thanks to Hashem, and to tell the miracle over what happened. Some people have a Sudas Hadar and they do it every year. Now we have a different situation, which is today does not really apply so much because we don't do this. So they used to do letting blood. It was found to be a cure, a medical procedure. It would be a cure for various ailments. Hanichnos lahakis dam, person who goes to get his blood let. Or a person is undergoing some other procedure for the purposes of refuah. He's having an operation, he's taking a special medicine, he's doing some other treatment. Yispala kodem tefillah. Kodem, we should say first, tefillah katzara short, tefillah b'yom, you should say, Yiratzah b'fanecha Hashem elakav elakav v'sai, should be Hashem's will, shiyeli esek zeh the refuah. But this procedure which I'm going through should, or this what I'm eating or taking should be a cure for me. Because Hashem is a rofe chinam, he heals people, and therefore free healer, and therefore we express a munah in the fact that Hashem is ultimately the healer, and with no disrespect to any doctor, that the doctor is the shaliach v'HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If it's the kind of food or medicine that you do need to make a bracha, basically it's got a nice taste, or it's in food, the medicine is in food. Yoma tchilat tefillah, you should say this tefillah first, and then you should make and make the bracha. Okay, nearly says the Kitzur, that's what appears to me to be the right thing to do. In order not to make an interruption between the bracha for the food I'm eating. So he's eating a certain kind of, maybe a drink which contains the medical need or whatever, and he's going to make shahakol. So he should say this tefillah first, then shahakol, and then immediately eat or drink the food. Acha shake his dam. After he's finished doing the bloodletting, Hamis Atesh, a person who sneezes. Somebody is nearby who hears it should say Asusa, which is the expression which means be healed. It's a good sign, it's a sign of a healthy person. It's to say be healed. Literally means a remedy. So There's an interesting note here in Mishnah Berurah, which says that in the time of the Avos, people didn't get ill. Up to the time of Yaakov, people didn't get ill before they died. And what happened was that they sneezed before they died, and then they would die. So it's a kind of idea that they should get better, and that they should find a remedy. Nowadays, as I say, we see it as a sign of, generally as a kind of healthy sign, but it's an opportunity for another person who person says Asusa, and then the person who sneezed replies Baruch Tia. The person who sneezed should say the bracha of Yeshua Kivisi Hashem. Because a person who davens for somebody else, who ne'net tchila, as we know, Chazal say, it'll be answered first. The person who sneezed wishes asusa, that the other person be blessed, and since davening for another person itself is a reason for your tefillah to be answered, therefore the one who said you should be blessed should take advantage of the opportunity and offer tefillah for himself as well, with the words Yeshua Schal Kivisi Hashem, and therefore is an opportune time for his tefillah to be answered.